recording the video so that if anyone come late, okay, they will still know what to do, okay, so they can just go to the Moodle and check with the video again, okay. So if you miss any content here, okay, so let me share the Moodle, okay, with all of you. Okay, so see, you can see that this is the Moodle. Okay, actually every week I have already upload all the notes and all the video. Okay, so that you can see the audio of last lesson. So if you can just simply to click the link here, and then you will jump into a YouTube, and then you will see the whole video that I record in the MS Team.咁你會見到呢個就係我哋嘅 Moodle 啦。咁我哋平時都將我每一堂都將啲 notes 放翻上去噶啦。其實大家都可以留意翻，包括上一堂嘅嘢啦。咁我個Teams 裏面嘅 record 咗嗰個片咧，其實我都放咗喺呢度噶啦。咁你只需要 click 呢條 link 咧，咁就會自然睇得到噶啦。咁跟住咧，至於有啲同學仔，我就即係上個禮拜我要你哋完咗之後咧，就去做一個嘅拍一段短片啦，我早幾日提過你哋噶啦，咁就係呢一部分嚟嘅。咁我就叫大家咧，就喺你個 Final Year Project 裏面咧，揀一段高潮嘅段落啦。咁應該係故事最精彩、最唔可以冇嘅嗰段就叫高潮啦，係咪？咁其實喺嗰段裏面咧，就揀一個 shot。係啦，咁個 shot 當然可能長可能短啦 ，depends on 你嘅 final year project 啦。咁你就揀咗一個 shot 啦，然之後咧就根據翻呢個 animatic 嘅，無論係個 camera angle 啦，你個角色嘅喐動嘅 movement 啦，你都要照樣做一次。係啦，咁你咁，因為所以我咧就叫你哋即係一組做嘅。係啦，一組一齊做。咁原因就係因為有人要可能揸 cam 啦，咁有個人要負責做演員噶嘛，係嘛？咁所以咧我就叫你 form 一個 group 咁樣去做啦。咁但係你做之前你就梗係要諗下嗰個角色啦，係嘛？即係例如佢呢一幕係佢好慌張咁逃跑嘅，咁你個演員梗係要演到佢好似慌張咁逃跑先得㗎啦嘛，係咪？又或者你個故事嗰幕原來個老人家嚟嘅，咁你梗係要做到佢好似個老人家先得㗎啦，你唔可以行路行到即係一個後生仔咁樣㗎嘛。如果你個故事係一個老人家嘅話 ，so this is the task that I asked you to do in last lesson. Okay, I asked you to form a group of your final year project. Okay, and then you need to select the climax scenes from your final year project, and then you need to select one shot, okay, from that climax sequence and take a reference video. Okay, you need to reference to the camera angle, the character movement, it show in the animatics. Okay, so for example, maybe your camera angle is a high angle, then you need to take a reference video with the high angle. Okay, and then you also need to analyze the character. Okay, you also need to analyze the character. For example, in your climax sequence, you're showing an old man who is walking, okay, maybe, and then you need to understand how an old man walk. Okay, of course he won't walk like a young adult or teenagers. Okay, he has to be he has to be walk like an old man. Okay, maybe he's 60 years old or 70 years old, and so that you need to analyze the character before you shoot. Okay, and then you need to shoot one shot. Okay, so here are some of the example here. You can see the link here. You can just simply click and then you will see what I'm talking about. Okay, for example, this is the shot show in my climax sequence. Okay, one single shot. Okay, this is a high angle. You can see that a little kid is running away from something. Okay, so he should be very panicked. Okay, he's scared. Okay, he should be run very fast. Okay, because he's trying to escape from someone. Okay, so I analyze my character like this, and he's a little boy. Okay, that's what I understand about him, and he's a boy, of course. He won't walk like a little girl. Okay, so that is what I analyzed, and then I try to show like this one. Okay, and then what I finally done is here. So you should something like this. Okay, you can see that the camera angle is similar to what you can see in the animatics. Okay, and then you can see that the boy is running. Okay, so you need to take one shot, something like this. Okay, so this is what I need you to do in last week or during the holiday. Okay, hopefully everyone would did it. If you shoot this video, I ask you to submit to me. Okay, I have just shared you the Google Drive link so that please upload that video into the Google Drive link here. Okay, I should share the link here with you, this one. Okay, um, so that you need to upload your video here so that I can give you some feedback about your shooting skills, or maybe you didn't analyze your character well. I will give you some feedback because for your first assignment, the CA1, okay, which is very important, you're going to shoot something similar, but the duration of the video will be longer, okay, because you're going to shoot water scoping video of 30 seconds, okay, instead of one shot. Okay, so you have to understand very clearly, otherwise you will misunderstand the assignment. 好，咁基本上咧，嗱假期之前咧，咁我就要你哋分組啦，自己去拍啦。頭先講咗你跟個 camera angle 去拍啦。咁跟住拍完之後咧，其實你見到呢度都有兩個例子喺度嘅，咁你自己可以 click 翻入去睇啦。咁跟住拍完之後咧，就麻煩你哋咧就 share 落呢一個嘅Drive 裏面啦，呢條 link 咧，我頭先已經喺個 WhatsApp group 度 share 咗俾你哋啦，亦都喺我哋嘅 chat room 裏面咧，我都 share 咗俾你哋噶啦。咁麻煩你哋今日之內啦，即係等間啦，就係堂裏面之內啦 ，upload 你條片入去，咁我即刻睇一睇。因為點解我即係咁想睇你哋嗰個 work 咧？咁因為你哋其實個 CA1 咧，其實 exactly 係做緊呢一樣嘢嘅，只不過係做長啲。係啦，只係做更長。今次你做一個 shot 啫，係啦。咁你嚟緊嗰個 C1咧，其實做30秒嘅。咁呢30秒裏面咧，我相信有好幾個 shot 嘅，即係可能有10個 shot 啊、8個 shot 啊。咁好 depends on 你啲 shot 嘅長度啦。咁總之呢堆 shot 加埋有30秒。咁我要 make sure 你哋拍得啱啊，做得啱啊，唔好理解個題目錯啊，係咪？如果唔係你做完份 CA 先至發覺哇錯晒嘅，原來你理解唔明嘅。咁我哋咁你咪冇分咯，係咪？即係你做錯嘢就自然冇分噶啦，唔代表你交咗嘢就一定合格噶嘛。所以點解我就想大家交入嚟咧？因為我哋而家有時喺屋企啦，我又唔知道大家拍成點啊嘛，係咪？咁所以一定你要 upload 入嚟，等我知道大家係啱啊，做啱係啦。你話今次拍得好核突喎，我好因為我冇任何 equipment 嘅情況底下，我拍得好差，唔緊要。交咗睇一次先，因為而家未正式交功課嘅，係啦。咁你真係正式交功課嗱，我哋下個禮拜都翻學校上堂啦，係咪？咁我哋真係翻到學校上堂，我哋咪先至再拍翻靚啲咯，係嘛？即係所以拍得靚與唔靚唔緊要呢個 moment，因為而家呢一個你今日交入呢個位咧，我唔係計分㗎，純粹我係想 make sure 大家明份功課做乜啫。因為如果唔係咧，等陣大家做錯咗咧，咁就白費心機啦。Okay, so here another folder here in a Moodle is really, really important because I know some of you are working on some client project as your final year project. So you don't actually got an animatics, right? So here in this folder, I've got 3 animatics for our student, okay? And then you can simply download any one of these. You don't need to download them all, okay? You only need to pick one, okay? And then as your final year project, you assume that one is your final year project. And then you need to take the reference video, and then you need to still need to work on the key pose, okay? But you are using some provided animatics, okay? 咁我都知道有啲同學仔咧係佢做緊即係個 final year project 唔係做一個嘅animation 嘅，佢就會係做一啲我哋同一啲機構或者公司合作嘅一啲 project 啦。我知道，咁如果係嗰啲嘅同學仔，咁佢未必會有一個 final year project 嘅 animatics 嘅喎。咁如果你係本身唔係做緊一條動畫嘅同學仔係啦，作為你嘅 final year project 嘅話咧，你就可以用呢一個 folder 裡面嘅嗰3個 animatic， 你自己是但揀一個係啦。咁有啲同學我知道佢係restudy 嘅係啦，一樣啦。 你會 study 嘅話，咁你都唔會今年唔會有翻呢一 project 噶嘛。同樣地，你都喺呢一個 animatic 嘅呢個 folder 裡面有3條片，是但你 download 其中一條得噶啦，即係是但你揀一條啦。咁當然你話我 download 晒，睇晒3條，再揀邊條做冇所謂。總之就係做其中一條咯。咁你就一樣啦，睇完條片，跟住見到嗰個角色嗰個 animatic 嗰個人喺度做乜嘅，你咪拍翻。做翻一次出嚟咯，咁跟住之後就做 key post 等等，照樣做功課，不過就係一啲我俾你哋嘅一啲 animatics 啊。Okay, so just want to make sure everyone got an animatics, okay, before we continue, okay. 係啦，咁我哋 make sure 咧，即係每個同學仔咧都有一條 animatic，我哋先至可以繼續進行我哋往後要做嘅嘢㗎。如果唔係咧，就大家就即係又唔出聲，又唔問，我冇喎，唔識做喎，咁我點做啊 animatic 即係話點做嘅4日啊？咁而家我就希望即係講清楚啲，大家即係確保大家係唔會有誤會，唔知道自己份功課點樣啦。咁如果有 animation 嘅同學就當然做自己嗰個啦，冇嘅就用呢3條片嘅其中一個去做啦。Okay, so so if there is no problem, we will continue to a lesson. Okay. So actually, if you still remember, actually last week last week, okay, 2 weeks ago, and actually I haven't finished the whole PowerPoint yet, but actually I only skipped the class exercise. So we were working on the class exercise today, so we will do it later. So we were talking something new first. 咁其實如果大家有印象咧，其實我放假前嗰堂咧，其實我講唔晒份錄紙嘅，係啦。咁啊，不過我未講嗰部分咧，其實一個堂課嚟嘅啫。咁我陣間先會做翻嘅，咁所以大家唔需要擔心。咁我會先講晒今日講咗嘅內容，我先至會一次過咧俾時間大家去拍唔同嘅嘢。係啦，咁同埋我會俾翻啲 feedback 大家。咁可能今日咧呢一堂裡面嘅內容咧，有啲嘢咧可能會發覺啊，好似似曾相識喎，好似喺第二堂課學過咯喎。咁其實你當今日係一個 revision 啦，當係一個複習，係啦，即係留意翻即係自己學過嘅嘢，有冇唔記得嘅嘢。喺你而家嚟緊將來要拍緊你個 final year project 嗰個 rotoscoping 嘅片嘅時候，再諗清楚先開始好拍。係啦，就唔好貿貿然咧就咁去拍，拍完之後咧發覺唔啱用咧就盞自己嘥時間嘅啫。So today you will find some of the content you may already learned, okay, in other module. So you can take it as a revision, okay, because this is very important, okay, because you need to understand it very well before you start shooting your rotoscoping video. So if you have any questions about the assignment or the lesson, okay, please feel free to ask me, okay. 係啦，咁我哋今日會主要講啲咩咧？咁其實呢度就講咗個重點㗎啦。今日主要咧就講 staging 同埋 acting 啦。係啦 ，staging 其實就有少少同 camera angle 啊，點樣去運用個鏡頭好有關係。咁呢一樣嘢咧，可能好多同學就會覺得啊，我喺個科叫咩？Pre-visualization 係啦，你 pre-visualization 嘅時候，我哋畫 storyboard 嘅時候，其實我都有學過喎，關於一啲點樣用鏡頭。咁我今日會再即係重複講多一次啦，咁希望你哋可能有啲時候我發覺或者我有陣時見到大家咧而家交咗嘅 animatic 咧都係啦，我仍然覺得大家考慮個鏡頭嘅角度都係略嫌係草率咗啲嘅，有啲位我覺得係可以再諗得再好啲嘅，其實係啦，咁睇下即係一路而家我哋做緊嘅時候，你再反思下之前做咗個 animatic，究竟個 camera angle 係唔係真係最適合咧？係啦，其實我覺得係可以微調嘅，即係當然啦，我唔會話哇，你做完咗個舊嗰個 animatic 咧，而家我唔係可以咧重新由頭嚟過，重新諗個 camera angle，再重新度過咧，唔係，只不過我會覺得你做之前再考慮下你嗰個 camera angle 係咪最適合，跟住之後發覺如果 OK 啦，真係好啱用啦，咁咪繼續咯。如果你發覺有啲唔係咁好嘅時候，我覺得係可以些微調整一下都冇問題嘅。但係當然絕對唔係大改啦，因為大改嘅話你有排搞啊。Okay, so once you have learned actually, I'm talking mainly the topics of today is about the staging, okay, and acting. Okay, staging actually is something similar, okay, to what you have already learned in last semester in the pre-visualization. okay, that module, because when in the pre-visualization, you have learned about drawing a storyboard and doing the animatics, okay, but when I'm reviewing your animatics, I find some of your animatics is not that good based on the camera angle or the camera movement. I think the camera angle can be better, okay? The staging can be better in order to enhance the storytelling, okay? So that's why I would like to, before you really shoot your animation, okay, or your rotoscoping video, think twice, okay, about the camera angle. Is it the best camera angle? If you find that it can be improved a little bit more and make it better, you are free to adjust a bit. But of course, you're not asked to change everything, okay, in animatics, okay? I just want you to think twice, okay, and then think if you would like to modify a bit only, okay? So I will focus on the staging and acting today. So first of all, we are talking about the frame size. OK， 咁frame size 呢樣嘢咧，大家應該好熟啦。做 storyboard 嘅時候都講晒㗎啦。咁啊，基本上 frame size 有唔同嘅用處啦，唔同嘅故事嘅情節，我哋會有唔同嘅 shot 嘅考慮啦。例如我唔會逐個 shot 同你講啦，因為呢啲你應該 suppose 係識㗎啦。咁例如可能我個故事係講緊好被isolate 被隔離或者被即好似俾人叫咩杯葛啦嚇，咁嘅時候咧，我哋點樣去交代佢呢一個好寂寞嘅一個角色，佢俾人杯葛咧？如果俾咗我咧，我會用一個好 wide 嘅 shot，一個好空洞嘅一個世界，跟住個主角就喺可能失縮於喺個角落嘅某一部分，係啦，佢自己一個嘅。因為點解要用一個 wide shot 啊？我可以交代咗個環境，冇人接近呢一個角色，咁咪俾人感覺到佢係被 isolate 咯，佢俾人杯葛咯，係嘛？佢俾人冷漠咗咯，係嘛？如果你係一個好 tight 即係好近鏡嘅 shot，你唔會交代到佢周遭嘅環境同佢嘅關係。但係如果我藉住想交代佢呢一幕好唔開心、被杯葛、好寂寞、好孤獨嘅呢個感覺，我就會用咗好 wide 嘅 shot。你可以佢一個 wide 嘅 shot 喺個城市裏面，但係空蕩蕩嘅城市嘅，咁咪交代到佢好寂寞嘅感覺咯，係嘛？我唔會相反，我唔會用嗰個好一個可能 close up 嘅 shot 嘅喎，因為 close up 嘅 shot 我睇唔到佢周遭嘅環境嘛，我睇唔到佢環境，我唔會知道原來佢有冇被朋友包圍嘅喎，係嘛？咁就做交代唔到咯，所以你會發覺我哋會因應個劇情嘅時候，我哋會選擇唔同嘅 camera angle。咁越寂寞，我哋就會越 wide， 係越冷漠就會越 wide。你越想抽離角色，我哋就會越 wide 嘅。你越想接觸個角色嘅感情，我哋就會越 close up。好似你見到最尾個 shot extreme close up 就係 close up 佢隻眼，就係表示到佢例如眼，你都大家明白係靈魂之窗啦，佢會表現到個人嘅情緒噶嘛，喺個眼神裏面。所以如果我哋想表達一啲可能好緊張啊，個主角喺度內心掙扎啊，佢極度興奮啊，或者極度憤怒啊，即係你好想交代佢嘅情緒嘅時候，我哋就會用一啲 extreme close up 啦。咁你又反思一下，究竟而家你交嘅 animatic 裏面有冇諗過呢啲嘢先畫嘅咧？定話為咗畫，純粹單純為畫而畫咧，係嘛？咁呢個你可以再詳細啲去諗啦。So first of all, I would like to a bit more about the framing, the camera, the shot size. Actually, you have already learned it in visualization, but I just want to focus one point with you before you working on the final year project. For example, actually, when we consider what kind of shot size we are going to use, actually, we will think about what is that situation. For example, if my character is being isolated, okay, he feels so alone, okay, nobody's surrounding him, okay, he feels so lonely, he feels so sad, okay. If this kind of situation, I will prefer to using a very extreme long shot, okay, to see the whole environment, okay. Maybe the environment with a lot of space with nobody. Only my character is there. He's the only one in the shot, okay, to show his loneliness, okay. On the other hand, if you want to show the emotion of the character, maybe he's very happy, extremely angry, maybe he shouted at somebody, okay, I would like to show his emotion to the audience. I will prefer to using the extreme close-up, because our eyes is very important. Our eyes can tell a lot of things, okay, especially our emotion, okay. So we focus on our eyes to show the emotion of the character. So you will see that how I consider, okay, what kind of shot I'm going to use in order to tell the story, okay. It's not just talking about drawing something on the paper as a storyboard. I need to think about what kind of camera I should use. Okay, so this is one of the revision. Okay, I know that you have already know it in last semester, but just want to make sure you all understand it and you also show it in the animatics. Okay, if not, you are free to revise a bit, okay, in animatics so that you can record a better version of your photoshopping video. 咁例如呢啲都係啲 short size 啊，咁我唔特別高呼啦。So I will not go through here very deep, okay, because actually it's here in the notes, okay. If anyone forgot, okay, fine, okay. I will put it. This notes is already in the Moodle, okay. After this lesson, I will upload into the Moodle so you can read it, okay. So it's just a very quick scan, okay, to understand the shot size。咁我唔會用好多時間去解釋呢幾版嘅 notes，因為咧我相信咧大家都非常之清楚噶啦，因為你喺上個學期已經學過噶啦。咁呢啲 notes 我已經擺上喺 Moodle 裏邊噶啦，即完咗今堂之後啦。咁如果你哋我真係唔記得咗喎，咁你可以咧即係 download 翻個 notes 睇翻頭先嗰幾版啦，我就唔特別再即係詳細去解釋啦，因為如果唔係咧就我哋唔夠時間去上堂噶啦，因為你 suppose 係上個學期學咗噶嘛。Okay, so the next one that I'm going to tell you is about the staging. I think the staging is very important, okay, when we're talking about the camera, using the camera, okay, because you know that when we're shooting anything, okay, it should have some characters in a shot, and we also need to think about the shot size that I've just mentioned, and you also need to think about the motion of the character in this shot, okay. For example, let me talk about an example. If I want to show a guy is running, okay, if a guy is running very fast, okay, can you think about what kind of shot size you are going to use, or what is the camera you are going to use to show a man who is running? OK， 咁我解釋一次啦。咁我其實點解頭先我會先解釋下 camera shot size 呢樣嘢咧？因為好影響我跟住以下落嚟講嘅內容啊。因為我哋而家跟住我要講嘅咧就係一樣叫 staging 嘅嘢。我唔知中文 staging 叫咩啦，係啦。咁總之 stage 即係一個舞台啦。咁其實舞台就係好似一個台上面啦。咁我有個主角喺個畫面裏面啦，係咪？跟住咁當然我個主角就會有啲動作㗎啦，係咪？咁當然你話個主角冇動作㗎喎，佢企喺度。企喺度都係一個動作嚟㗎，係嘛？咁我點樣去安排究竟嗰個鏡頭去影呢一個人？我無論佢企喺度定點樣都好啦。究竟我個鏡頭嘅 shot 嘅 size 啊，有冇 camera movement 啊？我用邊個角度去影啊？呢個就係個 staging， 甚至乎係個主角喺呢一個畫面裏面嘅動作係點安排都係 staging。舉一個例，可能你會清晰啲啦。我想問大家啦，如果我想拍一個人，即係例如可能我根據 animatic 啦，我個主角跑緊嘅，係啦，喺度跑緊。你試想下，你想交代一個主角跑緊，你會用乜嘢 shot size 嘅 camera 去影佢咧？你會用乜嘢 camera 嘅 angle 嘅角度去影佢咧？ 即係話你會用一個 extreme wide shot 啦、medium close up 啊、extreme close up 啊、一個正面影佢啊、高角度影佢啊、側面啊定背面影呢個人跑步咧？你諗下諗啦。Okay, so I think you have already got enough time to think about it. So you should got the answer. Okay, if I were you, if I'm going to shoot, okay, someone who is running, or maybe I'm planning to do in a storyboard, okay, if my character is running, okay, I will choose to use a side view camera. Okay, why? Because the side view can show the body gesture easily. Okay, you can easily to tell the arm is up, or maybe my legs is look like running. Okay, you can imagine. Okay, if my camera is taking a frontal view, actually the motion is not clear enough to tell the others. Okay, so I will think about when we're working on the staging, we have to think about the motion should be very clear to make the audience to understand what is the motion of the character. OK， 咁其實好簡單啦。如果我要拍一個人跑步，我最簡單直接去諗，我係一定會揀側面嘅。咁當然啦，你唔係話一定要完全 side view 啦，你可以高角度嘅側側地又得，係嘛？但我唔會揀正面嘅第一件事。點解我唔會揀正面啊？因為正面你抬腿、提手呢啲動作，我睇唔到嘅，我唔清楚嘅，我會見唔到嘅，因為你從即係好似你打拳打隻手向前個鏡頭，你都睇唔清楚噶嘛。你一定係會發覺我哋係會如果係一個側面嘅角度嘅時候咧，先至會容易啲清楚啲搞即係睇到個效果嘅啫。咁所以咧，例如我要拍一個人嘅跑步咧，我一定係會用一個側面去交代嘅。好似嚟你見到呢一個啦，其實佢都係講緊一個 staging 啦。咁啊，佢咧就呢度有條片嘅，咁我睇下可以 show 俾大家睇嘅，都係講關於啲 staging 嘅一啲效果啦。等下。So I'm going to show you one video about the staging, okay? So that it can help you to easily to understand what is the staging is. Actually, it's an article. It's quite long, but I don't want to show the whole things to you. Oh, sorry. Not this one. Okay, actually, I got another one talking about the staging is more easily to understand. Okay, this one. Yeah. Okay, wait for a second. It's loading. Yep. Something like this. Okay. So so you can see this is talking about the staging. So you can see that what is these two people who are doing, okay? Posing, okay, right? So you can see that the staging, it means the body gesture of this guy, okay? He's lean on the floor and taking with a rose, okay? So we easily to understand that he proposing, okay? And then you can see that the gesture of this little like the lady, okay? You will see that she's looking like a lady instead of we will think he's a man, okay? Because the standing pose, okay, you can see that how her hands will like this, okay? We will know that she's a female, of course, okay? So that is the staging. 咁你見到咧，其實呢個就係一個好好嘅解釋嘅一個 staging 嘅一個例子啊。其實你見唔見到而家呢個男嘅咪跪低咗嘅？咁其實冇人會反對佢係一路 求緊婚㗎，係咪？即係因為你見到，例如佢有啲咩元素令我知道佢喺度求緊婚啊？第一樣嘢佢跪咗喺度啦，跟住一隻腳單腳跪啦，係咪？跟住另外一樣嘢就係佢揦住朵玫瑰花啦。咁呢個幾個嘢嘅配合咗出嚟咧，就係一個即係求婚嘅一個 pose 啦，係咪？咁你相反啦，你見到佢仲有個女仔嘅角色啦。咁點知佢係個女仔嘅角色啊？因為我睇得出佢而家呢個女仔個無論佢企嘅姿勢啦，你睇下佢手擺喺佢面旁邊呢個姿勢咧，其實你都係見到係女嘅先有呢個姿勢噶嘛。So you can see that for staging means the pose is really, really strong. Okay, the pose is really, really clear. Okay, everyone don't misunderstand what is the pose is about. Okay, so this is called the staging. Okay, a strong pose means the staging. 咁其實例如好似你見到我 even 咧油黑咗佢都好啦，我都仲仍然睇得出佢係一個即係求婚咁嘅狀態啦，係咪揸住朵玫瑰？你仍然見到佢挨向前呢個動作就係好明顯求婚嘅動作啦。咁其實嗰啲咁 strong 嘅 pose 咧，其實就係講緊 staging 啦，即係個 staging 就係你點樣去諗呢個畫面。將你嘅角色，你當佢個公仔咯，你當佢個公仔放喺呢個畫面裏面，佢點擺而擺得好清楚。例如佢跑步，頭先我講咗啦，我亦都會用一個側側地嘅角度，因為我要睇得到佢舉手，即係個跑步會拎起隻手噶嘛，隻腳又會抬腿噶嘛，即係會睇得到呢個動作係一個跑步動作。如果你正面嘅話，我咪睇唔清楚咯。咁呢個就係一個，即係如果你跑步你攞個正面嘅 shot，呢個就係一個差嘅 staging， 佢個差嘅 pose 係表達唔到發生咩事嘅。呢個仲有一個例子你睇下。And also, you can see this is two example of about the staging. Okay, you can see that actually this little boy here, you can see that the left one, the one on the left hand side, he got a better staging. What I mean a better staging, you can see that what he's holding in his hand, okay, and then you can see this guy is a little bit lean backward, okay, and then you can see that the leg, they are far apart, okay. Actually it's really, really strong. You can see this little boy, you can easily to see what he's doing. He's holding something on his hand. It's clear, but you can comparing this one with the one on the right hand side, actually it's not that clear. Okay, because actually we cannot see clearly what is holding in his hand. Okay, because his hand is now in front of his body. Okay, actually we cannot see. Okay, if you put your hand in front of your body, so you will try to move his hand a bit far away from the body so that we can easily to see the body gesture, right? 係啦，咁你見到呢兩個角色咧，其實就係 exactly 就係講緊即係嗰個 staging 啦。咁你見到左邊嗰個咧係明顯咧嗰個 staging 啦，或者個 pose 咧真係好好多㗎。點解我叫好好多啊？因為你睇得到個人佢喺度做乜啊？就算我油黑咗個人，即係其實你見到我呢幾個例子咧，佢都係有個特別嘅例子，就係佢特登油黑咗個人嘅。咁點解油黑咗個人咧？其實油黑咗個人係一個好處咧，等我哋意會到究竟即係嗰個動作夠唔夠清晰嘅。如果你喺油黑咗個狀態底下，你都仍然清晰地認得到邊個係手，邊個係腳，究竟呢個人喺度做緊乜，咁就為之一個 strong 嘅 pose， 一個 strong 嘅 staging 咯。如果你話我油黑咗個人之後，我都唔知嗰個人喺度做乜嘅話，咁其實佢就係一個好差嘅 staging 啦。例如好似你見到呢個就係佢左手邊嘅時候，嗰個油黑咗嘅人，你就算佢油黑咗，你仍然見到佢係手係揸住卷嘢，不過你唔知揸住卷乜啦，但唔緊要啊，佢個 pose 好清晰㗎，你見到佢係揸住卷嘢啦，係咪？跟住佢叉腰，佢擘大腳，呢個動作俾我感覺佢係一個比較即係叫咩啊？比較 active 啲嘅角色啦，我覺得係嘛？即係佢唔係一個咁文靜嘅個角色啦。咁相反啊，右邊嗰個咧係唔清楚嘅。因為點解啊？佢嘅手遮住咗喺個身體前面啊，咁變咗佢喐嘅時候，即係或者佢揸住啲咩？佢隻手係咪揸住嘢？我哋又睇唔到，係嘛？佢個袋孭住又睇唔清楚，佢戴住頂帽又睇唔清楚，角度其實係唔係好知道佢喺度做緊啲乜咯？係啦，咁呢個就係一啲 staging 嘅一個例子啦。咁我再俾多一個嘅例子大家睇啊。So I will further showing you one more example of the staging. I think it's more easily to understand about the staging. Actually, if you search, go to the YouTube and search about the staging, it's really easy to find it. Okay, because there's a lot of video talking about the staging. Okay, so actually this is the video that I've just showed, not just show you, actually is the website. Okay, let me show it to you.
Staging is fundamentally the most important principles to be kept in mind while planning a scene for animation. Always stage an action so that it's unambiguous. This principle applies extensively to many areas like acting, timing, camera angles, and scene setup. If you're staging a character or a personality, make sure it's recognizable. Like in this example, a strong pose or action clearly communicates to the audience the attitude, mood, or idea of the character. A clear silhouette also helps in communicating the pose and thus making the action unmistakably clear.
好，咁我咧呢度停一停啊。嗱，你見唔見到咧？呢度咧就係直接就呈現咗咧頭先嗰個嘅我嘅例子啊。你見到佢呢個求婚係咪？如果我係一個側面，係咪會清晰好多啊？如果我正面，佢同樣都係求婚啦。但係你放佢正面嘅話，你係睇唔到佢做乜啊？尤其是你會見到佢，即係你。當然啦，你見到佢真係揸住咗玫瑰，但係你覺得個人個動作唔夠明顯啊，係嘛？ So you can see that here, okay? It's really good example for you to showing in different camera angle. For example, I using a side view camera to take this guy, okay? You can see that the body gesture is very clear, okay? And then you know that he is proposing. But on the other hand, if you're using a frontal view, you can see that you can also still know that he's holding a rose, okay? You can still know that he's leaning on the floor, but actually we're not quite sure what he's doing, okay? So you will find that this one is much stronger than the one on the right hand side. So when you're working on the motion design, okay, because you know that in this module we are talking about the motion design. You need to think about the motion, okay, how you plan the motion. But remember, once you prepare or once you design a very good motion, at the same time you also need to have a very good camera angle. Otherwise you plan a very good acting for your character, and then you design a lot of motion for your character in order to show his personality. But if the camera angle is bad, okay, if you place the camera in a wrong position, actually we cannot see the motion design that you pay effort it off, okay? 咁你見到呢一個畫面就好簡單，就係睇到左邊同右邊，右邊嗰個就完全係唔清晰嘅，即係你睇到佢做乜，但係你唔知，即係你會唔係話完全唔知嘅，你都會知道佢 propose 緊，但係弱好多咯，係咪？會容易令人誤會咯。但係你如果調翻轉左邊咧就好清晰啦，唔會有人誤會佢係求婚啊，係嘛？咁其實你都要明白，我哋呢一科，我由第一堂同你講啦，我哋呢科係學乜㗎？我哋係學設計嘅動作啊嘛，點樣幫你個 FYP 嗰啲角色，你個故事裏面，假設你有3個角色，每個角色佢有唔同嘅性格，佢因應你個故事嘅演變，佢嘅進步，即係你個故事嘅發展，佢會有唔同嘅變化。咁你就要設計啲動作去配合翻個故事啦，係嘛？咁等你個故事可能就算我唔用對白，我都可以靠佢嘅身體語言去講故仔啊嘛。呢個係我哋呢一科嘅目的啊嘛。咁可能大家喺呢一科裏面學咗好多啊，我識得嗱點樣咧將佢嘅性格咧反映佢嘅動作度啦。我又加埋阿 Sir 咧教完我 acting 咧，我啲科咧我又識得 apply 落去啦。但係你諗下啦，你諗得好靚嘅啲 motion design， 你 plan 得好好啦。啊，我想佢咧呢個人咧係猶豫不決嘅，咁所以咧我就做咗設計咗一段佢踱步嘅一個動態嚟交代佢都猶豫不決，唔知行左定行右定行前定行後啦。咁但係你諗下啦，如果你個 camera angle set 錯咗，你個 camera angle 冇諗清楚， 你就算 set 啲 motion set 得幾好，幾有心思，你諗過度過所有嘅嘢，可能因為你個 camera set 得唔啱角度，或者個 shot size set 得唔好，而導致你設計咗嗰啲動作係白費心機嘅。你明唔明我意思啊？所以點解即係我今日會講 staging 呢個樣嘢俾大家知啊？因為原來 staging 係要同個 motion 係要互相配合，兩者要存在，兩者一齊考慮，做到就成功啦。你忽略咗其中一樣嘢，你就會浪費咗另一樣嘢噶咯喎。你見到，所以咧你會見到呢個就係一個好嘅例子。
As compared to the example on the right, where the silhouette isn't clear. So keep in mind a better silhouette and a strong pose reads better. Let's watch a scene from this example. Now in this scene, we try to guide the audience at the mise-en-scène. Take control of what the audience looks first. So at first, you see the main character watching TV.
咁呢個咧就係另一個咧，我見到咧即係有同學仔都會有同一個問題嘅，就係咧你要留意翻個 camera angle 咧，係整體成個 shot 嗰個運作去考慮嘅。意思即係好似而家你見到呢一個角色咧，佢度睇緊電視啦，見咗隻老鼠啦，跟住佢就跳咗上 sofa 度啦。其實所以咧你成個動作你知道係咁噶嘛？你諗個 camera angle 咧係要諗晒，無論佢坐喺度嘅時候，究竟個 camera angle 啱唔啱啦？跟住到佢跳埋上去張 sofa 度，嗰個 camera angle 又影，即係又 show 唔 show 得晒佢成個人嘅動作嗰個 motion 咧，你都要留意嘅。因為我發覺咧有啲同學仔咧喺 animatic 嘅狀態咧，我見到佢係忘記咗，或者佢冇考慮咁多啦。咁變咗佢 animatic 嘅時候咧，因為個動作個人係好似而家咁樣，佢會喐噶嘛。跟住佢開頭可能啱啱一開始咧，佢就 set 啱嘅個 camera 個 size，但係咧佢冇諗到原來後期個人會出鏡，跟住個頭有半個就出咗界啦。咁其實你要諗清楚啊。So this is one of the example is really good because for some of your animatic, I still find some of your group did something wrong like this. Okay, when you're working on the camera angle, you have to think about what is the motion in this shot. For example, you see this guy is watching a TV and then he show a mouse and then he jump onto the sofa. Okay, and then you need to understand the whole motion of this single shot. And then about the camera angle, which can show the whole motion. Okay, you cannot just think about the camera angle for this sitting on the sofa shot. You also need to plan what happened next. Okay, because sometimes when I'm looking at your animatic, I still find some of you didn't think it very clearly.
Watching TV. Second, the rat appears and the character reacts, and then the cat pops out. This control is achieved through staging. Few other things can aid in staging your scene better, like the effective use of long.
係啦，咁我呢個就後面就唔 show 啦。咁其實就係你頭先見到咧嗰個老鼠嗰個幕咧，其實就係個人啦，坐喺 sofa 啦，跟住之後佢跳緊 sofa 啦。其實佢做嗰呢個 staging 嘅時候，佢考慮晒咧個人物走咗兩個唔同嘅位啊，佢都要配合咗先至可以，即係呢個 camera angle 先叫成功咯。係啦。Okay, so I'm
showing you this video. Actually, you can simply to search online and then you will find it more about staging if you don't understand it well. Okay, so the next part is talking about the acting. Okay, when we're talking about the character movement, we're actually talking about the acting. Okay, you have to think about your character actually is an actor. Okay, just like a human actor. Okay, and actually you are the director. Okay, you direct your character to move. Okay，咁其實我下一 part 咧要講嘅咧就係 acting 啦。咁其實首先第一件事大家要了解嘅地方咧就係，其實你哋係一個導演嚟嘅，係啦，你係咩導演咧？你係導緊你個劇中，即係你個動畫裡面嗰個角色去演戲。 咁你話佢卡通嚟嘅喎，都係你係賦予緊生命俾你個動畫裡面嘅角色嘅，其實，所以你要個角色向前行係你決定嘅，你決定佢點行，你決定佢點跳，係嘛？全部都係你決定，你係個導演嚟嘅，你個角色反而係個演員，點樣去演好呢個角色咧？佢雖然係手畫嘅角色啫，但係佢都要演戲嘅喎，係嘛？佢係一個好懦弱嘅角色，佢要演出嚟，佢好懦弱咯，係嘛？所以其實就係 acting 嚟嘅。所以點解大家要學 acting 咧？你要明白咗係 acting 係啲乜，你先可以令到你啲角色咧識得去 act， 係啦。咁呢個咧就有啲片啦，就去講關於即係其實都唔係片嚟嘅，咁其實咧就係呢度有個website 啦，咁就會show 到講關於即係 acting 係啲乜嚟嘅，係啦，咁其實你都可以睇嘅，不過我就會俾少少你睇啦，咁啊成篇 article 比較長，因為佢係篇 article 嚟嘅，係啦，咁啊但我會都會喺我哋陣間 note 上面都會 go through 一次嘅，咁有啲咧可能我個冇詳細講嘅咧，就大家自己喺呢個 link 度睇翻啦。係啦，咁我只會講啲最重點嘅重點啫。Okay, so actually I'm showing you this website. Okay, it's talking about the acting. Okay, so you need to think about the acting before you design the motion, of course. Okay, I will go through some few points very important for you so that when you the acting of your character. First of all, you can see the line of action. Okay, the line of action. You can see the green line actually is line of action. For example, let me shift the shift the screen to Photoshop first. Wait. 咁我會咧而家暫時會轉一轉個畫面啦，去 Photoshop 去解釋呢個 line of action。我諗可能好多同學都會知㗎啦。好，轉。好啦，咁其實咧咩叫 line of action 咧？例如我好似頭先講咗啦，我要呈現一個人跑步啊，咁我有講咗啦，我唔會畫一個正面 shot 噶嘛，因為我唔會睇得清晰個動作噶，咁我要諗清楚個人嘅姿勢係點樣樣啦。例如我跑步，我會畫一條咁樣嘅斜線啦。For example, when we're talking about the staging or the motion design, we have to think about what is the line of action, how to show the motion clearly. For example, when I'm talking about running, okay, this is the line of action of running, okay, and then I will try to draw my character, okay. For example, he's running, it should be something like this. You can see I don't need to draw a very detailed motion, but I will try to think about what running is look like. For example, like this. You can see that I simply draw something very simple. Don't need to draw very complicated things. Okay, you can see this guy is running. I think the pose is strong enough because no matter I draw it in black, just like the silhouette that you have been seeing, you can still see that the pose is really, really strong. I can still see the arm moving, and I can still easily to know which is the feet. Okay, it's clear. Okay, and then this is a good staging. Okay, act very well. So before you're working on the animation, you have to think about the line of action. OK， 咁你要留意翻啦。就算我好似啱啱啦，我油黑咗個角色咧，其實我仍然睇得到佢個動作係啲乜嘅喎。我仍然唔會，我諗冇人會唔知佢喺度做乜㗎嘛，係咪？咁我咧就做之前咧記得啦，我係要諗咗個 line of action 呢一樣嘢，我先至開始做我嗰個動作嘅。其實咁同埋你頭先咧可能睇翻嗰個 link 啦，個 website 啦。So I will go back to the website here. It's talking about the line of action, and also you also need to think about the facial expression. Okay, like this one. Okay, you have to think about the facial expression. Actually, the left face and the right face. Okay, actually they are different. 咁例如你望到呢個面個表情啦，其實你留意翻啦，我哋好多時咧左右係唔對稱㗎。你設計個動作嘅時候咧，嗰 啲時候考慮係左右唔對稱，係會好睇好多㗎。唔好諗啲動作係成日都要左右對稱，尤其是面部表情都係㗎。你留意下左邊面同右邊面係唔同㗎。你得閒，我哋遲啲都會講多啲 facial expression，你都會即係我要你哋到時帶塊鏡翻嚟上堂㗎啦。咁你會更加睇到自己嘅表情咧。其實即係你嬲咧，我舉例你嬲啦，其實唔係一定係兩邊戚同一個高度嘅眉嘅，係一邊高一邊矮嘅，好多時都係啦。你個嘴嘅形狀都唔係一樣對稱嘅，係啦。呢個我到時即係講 facial expression 嘅時候，我會再詳細啲同你講。So you can see that this is a facial expression, okay? So actually we are talking about the facial expression later. After a few weeks more, I will be talking about it, and I will ask you to bring your own mirror, okay, to school, okay, because we will study how our facial muscle will do, okay, when we're doing the facial expression. So we were talking about it more. But what I want to say here is about the motion of the character. Actually, most of the time, our motion, our body is asymmetric, not symmetric. For example, here, I will go back to Photoshop here. Photoshop. Let me new document. Okay. For example, I remember I will start with the line of action. Okay, maybe this time is here because I would like to show a guy who is very, maybe he's angry. 咁我咧又一樣啦，我會由一個佢嘅 line of action 開始做起先啦。咁跟住咧，可能咧我係想今次咧係交代呢個人咧係嬲。係啦，咁我嬲嘅時候咧，你見到我咧特登咧個人咧係傾咗去一邊。即係你見到我咧特登咧唔會做左右對稱嘅，係啦，即係例如一個咧一邊咧可能佢叉腰啦，另一邊咧可能我咧就會選擇佢，即係你當然啦，你諗清楚佢係個動作係做啲咩先啦，係咪？即係你要諗下，我哋好多時個人係會左右唔對稱嘅，例如我哋個膊頭啊、hip 啊呢啲位咧，好多時咧都係左右不對稱嘅。你留意下我哋個人嘅 gesture. So actually what I want to say is most of the time our body, okay, they are asymmetric. For example, maybe one shoulder is higher and the other shoulder is lower, okay? Exactly the same as our hip joint, okay? One is lower and the other one is higher, okay? We don't actually stand very evenly like this. Like this. We not usually like this. Even you want to draw a guy who stand naturally, okay? Actually, it's not a symmetric pose. 咁你就算想講呢個人咧，你話唔係我想個人企喺度喎，即係做真係佢企喺度喎。其實你細心啲留意下，我哋咧一個人咧成日企喺度咧，其實都係有好多時都會咧有 shift 咗個 body 嘅。呢啲位啦，我哋企咧有陣時，我哋企人平時企度咧，好多時咧你都會發覺我哋係會有少少 shift 咗我哋個 body 嘅，即係個重量㗎。好似你見到呢個 hip 咧，係啦，我哋好多時咧唔會兩隻腳，好少兩隻腳即係完全平放喺個地下度嘅，其實都係會見到我哋嘅咧個身咧個人咧係會有咁樣嘅動態嘅，你留意下。係啦 ，so you can see that you usually find that our body actually is asymmetric, okay? So you need to think about it when you're doing your character animation, okay? Not a symmetric pose. 係啦，咁個 website 呢個 link 咧，其實大致上就係講緊呢一堆嘢啦。咁你哋自己可以咧，咁但係當然啦，我唔會詳細即係逐點同你去解釋裡面嘅內容啦。嗱，好似你見到呢啲啦，嗱呢啲 standing pose 一個自然嘅 standing pose， 嗱你見到佢唔係一個對稱嘅。So you can see this is the standing pose of this guy. You will find that actually it's not symmetric. Okay, you can see that how the body, the hip like this. Okay, how the shoulder you can see this is the lower shoulder. The shoulder is lower and this one is higher. Okay, so you can see that when we're thinking about the action, you have to think about it. And I think this is a video is quite nice. Okay, for example, this time you will find that some kind of motion, they will show something different. Okay, for example, at this moment is talking about his dancing. Okay, but he's dancing it with the very Spanish style dance move. Okay, so you can see that how they apply the acting here. 咁嚟呢幕咧，
佢跳舞啦。咁你留意下巴斯光年咧，啲動作咧，佢係 base on 咧呢個西班牙舞啦。
Venga conmigo, señorita. Le enseñaré las maravillas de la galaxia y juntos, con nuestro amor, venceremos al mal. Come on, we're almost there.
係啦，咁你會見到咧，佢呢一個嘅巴斯光年呢個跳舞咧，佢其實係。
因為佢係模仿即係西班牙舞嘛，所以你見到佢啲動態咧係好西班牙 feel 啊，係啦，咁即係例如我舉例，嚟你個 animation 故事發生喺日本，我舉例啦，即係可能武士時代嗰啲江戶時代，咁你嗰啲人行路啊嘅 movement 啊，唔應該同我行路一樣嘅喎，咁我係現代香港人啊嘛，係咪？你行路，你個故事都發生喺江戶時代，你個人行路就要行翻似江戶時代啲人㗎啦嘛，係咪？咁呢個真係 acting 嚟咯，所以你要點樣令到你個角色佢識得去 act 到你想要個效果咧？呢個就係你哋要去 plan 去諗啦。So you can see that the Buzz Lightyear, okay, he danced in some Spanish moving, the dancing, and then you will see that the gesture here, the motion here, it looks like very Spanish, okay? So for example, if your animation is working on maybe a Japanese animation, okay, means the ancient time Japanese period, okay, of time, and then maybe you will find that the people who walk there is quite different from I'm walking, okay. So you have to think about if there is any elements that you need to put in your character. 咁我咧而家又翻返去我哋嘅碌寫面先。好啦，咁我轉頭咧就會俾你做啲練習嘅，不過轉頭先啊。So we will have some class exercise later. Okay, you need to shoot something. So you can see this is some acting and animation. I think this one is quite nice because when we're talking about the design and motion, okay, actually we sometimes will do something like this. Actually, I talk about it last lesson, okay, talking about the design the motion, okay. You have to draw something like this, okay. For example, when you think about the character, and then for example this one. This is from the Ratatouille, okay, and then you will see that because the character is a very automatic, he want to love to cook, okay, but he's red, okay, so you can see this is some of the motion, okay, designed by the animator, okay. He have to think about what he will look like, okay. For example, maybe when he try to express disappointment, okay, what he will do, okay, to show his disappointment, okay, what he will do when he happy, okay. So you can see this one is a happy, okay, if you want to show it. So when you're working on the motion design, you also need to think about what your character will move, okay, instead of just a very simple move. You have to think about how to engage the whole body to show the emotion, okay, or the personality. 咁你見到呢一幕咧，其實就係五星級大暑啦，個動畫啦。咁你見到咧，其實作為一個 animator 咧，其實我哋就應該要 即要好似咁樣啦，我哋會偶然會 sketch 一啲咁樣嘅即係嘅動作啦，咁嚟去設計翻個角色啦，喺唔同嘅情緒嘅時候，佢會有啲咩嘅表現啦。咁我哋盡量好多時咧，即係去設計個情緒咧，盡量用全身去表現，係啦，盡量用全身，唔好淨係單靠表情。我發覺咧，好多同學咧，或者以前有時呢啲同學都係啦，佢哋去設計個角色嘅時候咧，淨係集中開心就係靠塊面，唔開心又要靠塊面。咁如果你個 shot 係一個好 wide 嘅 shot，咁我點睇到塊面咧？係嘛？咁點樣睇到佢表情咧？睇唔到噶嘛。咁所以咧，其實我哋咧，盡量咧，我哋去設計一個動作嘅時候咧，盡量用全身，係啦，盡量用手腳全身個頭一齊去表達嗰個情緒。你好似見到呢個咧，就係佢嗰個5星級大鼠嘅鼠啦。咁你見到過嚟佢好開心嘅時候係點樣樣啦？佢唔開心嘅時候點啦？佢疑惑嘅時候點啦？苦惱嘅時候係點啦？嗱，你見到佢係嗱，好似呢啲係完全唔同嘅個身體嘅表達，係咪？唔係齋靠個頭咯，係啦。你齋靠個頭咧，到你某啲 camera angle 咧嘅時候咧，你就發覺我表現唔到我想要表現嘅嘢咯。係啦，咁呢個係大家都要考慮嘅，盡量用全身啦。係啦，咁呢度咧有一個我覺得幾好嘅 video 啦，咁我會俾你睇啲啦。咁其實佢就講啦，我哋例如我哋唔識做，我哋唔識 acting 嘅，咁我哋點樣可以去演得好咧？或者點樣幫我哋個角色去演戲咧？就係你哋可以去睇一啲著名嘅演員，係啦，睇下人哋點演戲。Okay, so I'm going to show you one of these video here, because this is talking about because we are just the animator, we are not a professional actor, but how to make our character act. Okay, sometimes we may reference to some good professional actor, for example, Hollywood movie actor. Okay, so I will show this video with you.
Think more about being an actor and a character performer, because that's really what you guys are. And think of it on a level that the professionals are thinking of. And if you can think about it this way, you're 99% through the battle. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. When I'm thinking about animation, I don't think about animated characters. I think about performances and live action actors and things that have really stood out to me over time. And one of the actors that I'd like to take a look at is Sean Penn, if you guys know him. And one of the things about him is that he's a method actor. So method acting means that person becomes that character during the duration of that time they're filming a film. So for instance, when Sean Penn was working on Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and he was Jeff Spicoli, he became that character in his performances and also outside of his life as well. He became the characters. He acted the characters in every moment that he was in existence. Another character that he did was in a film called Dead Man Walking. It was about a person on death row. After he did the film, he told the media that he would never act again. He didn't want to act anymore, because it was so hard on his family. It almost split everything up in his whole life, because he became this character and it invaded his entire life. And it was that powerful. As you know, Sean Penn has gone on to continue acting. He's a great actor. It's just that kind of intensity is just something to really notice. Pretty powerful. Another actor that also follows the same approach of method acting is Christian Bale. So he kind of goes to the super extreme. Think about his performance in The Machinist. He lost all this weight and got super emaciated and was super not healthy at all, but he just was so into this character. 代入佢哋個角色，你個角色係一個懦弱嘅角色，你識代入個懦弱嘅角色，佢點樣去做嗰啲動作？ And man, his performance in that film was absolutely off the charts, amazing. He became this character that's so different than any character that I had ever seen him do before. And there's just something really unique about this that we're looking at. Here you have two guys that when they become their characters,
Okay, So you can see that actually I have watched
movie, The Batman, A Dead Man Walking. Okay, actually, what he's talking about in this video is when we're working on the animation. Okay, as I just mentioned that actually we are the director. Okay, we direct our character to act. Okay, but at the same time, we can also pretend we are the character. Okay, for example, my animation. Okay, maybe I'm looking at my animatics. My character is is a little boy. Maybe he's under a very high pressure from his mother, and he feels so sad, something like this. Okay, you can try to pretend him. Okay, you try to pretend you are him, and then you need to think like him. Okay, you have to think what he will act in different situation. Okay, you try to pretend you are your character. Okay, so that you can design the motion of him. Okay，咁你需要係要代入個角色啦，咁你先至可以去做一個 animation 啦。如果唔係咧，就好難去做啊。咁例如佢呢度嗱，咁我未必播晒條片啦，我可能就係高呼一次，即係啲重點啦，即係你哋可以自己再詳細睇啦。So I will not watch the whole clips here, but I will focus on some of the key point here. Okay, if you want to watch this video, actually is in the notes. Okay, you can just review it again. So what we're going to do is we need to show our character to the audience to make the audience to understand our character. Okay, you have to make our audience to believe your character is like this. Okay, if you try to show your character is a very sad guy, you have to make sure your audience to believe your character is sad. Okay, so it's not easy actually. It's quite tough. Okay, so and also you can see that the second point is to make your character feel present in the scenes. Okay, so what I mean by that is you have to make sure that your character can think. Okay, instead of just moving around or doing different motion. Okay, actually the character he got emotion. Okay, you have to make sure that he can think. Okay, he can feel something in your animation. 係啦，咁例如我發覺咧好多時以前咧啲同學仔做嘅 animation 咧，我覺得佢啲動作 set 得唔好咧，係啲乜咧？好容易就係佢忽略咗咧我哋嗰啲角色啦，你啲動畫裡面嘅角色啦，佢要思想嘅，佢哋即係嗱，我當你個角色係人啦嚇，即係好似即係每一個人佢哋會諗嘢嘅，例如佢掙扎，佢有停頓，即係佢會有思考時間嘅。我以前帶咁多年嘅 final year project 咧做 animation 啦，我好容易會見到啲同學仔咧，佢只係單純跟 animatic 個喐嘅，即係例如個 animatic 個角色喐，佢就照樣怎 anime 個角色喐咯，係啦，跟住或者佢個角色佢坐低，咁佢咪就 anime 個角色坐低咯，但係佢冇諗過個角色點解要坐低，個角色點解要行？點解會做呢啲嘢？其實角色係要諗嘢，佢係感受到嘢嘅。個角色係一個人嚟嘅，你當翻佢係一個人。例如我哋聽到啲嘢，例如聽到啲噩耗，即係一啲唔好嘅消息，我哋可能會有啲停頓位，係嘛，先至有啲反應嘅。咁但係有啲同學咧，我以前見到啲同學仔咧，佢會係聽到完啲嘢之後即刻就做反應啦。咁其實係唔 make sense 㗎，係啦，我哋諗翻我哋嘅角色係有思考時間，呢個係好緊要。我發覺好多同學咧缺乏咗㗎。例如你想表達個角色佢唔開心，其實嗰段戲咧係會長㗎，即係成段戲交代佢唔開心咧，成段戲都會長好多㗎。點解啊？你要交代佢唔開心，你平時唔開心你會點啊？你都會病埋自己一邊啊，乜都唔想做。你或者就算你去做任何嘢都好，你發覺你因為冇乜心機啊嘛，你會發覺你嘅動作咧好緩慢嘅， 係嘛？即係你當你唔開心嘅時候，你啲動作係會慢好多嘅。即係你要諗下，你個角色就算係動畫裏面嘅角色都好，佢都係個角色嚟嘅。佢有思考，佢有感覺，佢有情緒。你係要 show 出嚟，唔好諗住 animation 純粹即係整喐個角色，整喐呢個動作太容易啦，乜人都做到㗎。其實乜人都做到 set key frame 㗎嘛。係咪？但係識得演得好就唔係人人做得到咯。係啦，所以咧，其實我呢度係佢第3點都有講噶啦，已經係啦。Make it feel as if the character is in the moment， 係咯，即係你要俾人感覺到個角色係真係喺呢一個故事裡面啦，佢係存在住喺裡面啦。係啦，咁呢度都頭先略略講咗，就唔特別講啦。咁呢度咧好得意啊！呢度咧佢其中一個片段咧，我佢講乜咧？佢呢度咧就係講到Toy Story 咧，你都知道啲個 animation 成日都係發生喺啲幼稚園啊，即係跟住啲公仔去嗰啲幼稚園裏面發生嘅故事嘅。咁所以個故事裏面有好多小朋友嘅。如果你有即係你有睇過Toy Story 的話，咁佢有講到咧，咁 Pixar 即係 Pixar 就係製作 Toy Story 嘅公司啦。咁究竟 Pixar 佢哋又點樣去製作佢哋嘅動畫咧？咁你都明啦，作為一個即係 animator，你出嚟做嘢，你都有翻上一年紀啦，你唔會細路仔啦，係咪？咁但係你既然係成人啦，你嘅時候點樣做小朋友咧？咁佢哋即係你翻唔翻轉頭啊嘛？有啲時候即係你大個咗就係大個咗，你翻唔翻轉頭？咁你點樣去做呢啲小朋友嘅動畫咧？佢嚟呢度咧，佢有講過咧，佢做 Toy Story 嗰時候咧，佢去咗幼稚園玩咗半日，係啲 animator 喎，即係 Pixar 嘅 animator，去幼稚園玩咗半日，玩啲咩咧？佢就係同啲小朋友去玩咯，去嘗試去睇下啲小朋友點樣喐咯，小朋友點樣去開心唔開心係點嘅咧？係啦，小朋友會點樣諗嘢？諗嘢嘅速度係點？會因為小朋友可能唔係好經大腦諗嘢噶嘛，係咪？咁所以可能佢會反應好快，同大人好唔同噶。咁你咪睇下啲小朋友點做咯，跟住佢先至可以將呢一樣嘢呈現翻喺個動畫裏面咯。So, and this clip actually is talking about making Toy Story, okay, the animation. You will know that the Toy Story usually happen in the kindergarten things, okay? So, how the animator can animate the kid, okay, in the animation? Actually, he tried to understand, to try to observe the children move, okay? So they spend one morning, okay, in a kindergarten and observe the motion of a kid, okay, to see how they drum, see how they laugh, how they walk, okay, and see how they think, okay. So they observed every motion of the little kid, okay, so that they can animate in the animation in the future, okay. So the observation is really, really important when we're doing the animation. So we are talking about it, about the CA very soon, okay, talking about doing the research. 好啦，咁呢個咧，我覺得好得意嘅嘢嚟嘅，呢個就有少少似咧，我哋之前咪有一個 link 啦，咁佢有好多片啦，就教點樣行路啦，100種唔同嘅行路方法，100種跳嘅方法。呢個咧就係一個人啦，就用咗同一個對白，但係咧佢有唔同嘅演繹方法。咁其實我都想大家就係睇清楚自己嘅 animatic。你雖然而家畫咗個 animatic 係咁啫，但係你裡面嘅動作你都知啦，你冇好詳細畫出嚟噶嘛。你而家仲可以諗真啲嘅動作係乜噶嘛？其實發覺每一個動作都有好多唔同嘅演繹，係啦。咁呢度係一個例子嚟嘅。我想你哋諗每一個動作都同我返屋企諗多一次先，究竟個動作係咪要咁嘅咧？係啦，係咪而家你畫咗 animatic 嗰個咧？定係話有個更加好嘅演繹嘅方法咧？ So I'm going to show you this video. This video is really a good one. Okay, it's actually this is a guy. This guy is a good, very good acting. Okay, actually he based on same dialogue. He based on the same dialogue, but he act differently. Okay, so what I'm going to say is, before you're working for your final year project. Okay, try to review every shot in your animatic and see which motion is the best. Okay, although you have already drawn in the animatic, but you can think precisely of every move of your hand or every move of your leg and think about which is the best. Okay, before you really work.
To you.
Sometimes an idea may seem good in your head, but when you actually start to flesh it out in terms of movement, that informs me so much more than it would me sitting down in my chair. I think the process of getting an idea out of your head and onto some other form or medium, whether it could be thumbnails or in video reference, that transfer of ideas, seeing performance. That one line is possible. Standing, using both arms, not moving.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Here's the same version using no arm performance.
Wait, are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Here's the same thing, but it's going from screen left into screen right.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Here's the same.
So can you see what is the difference? Okay, actually this guy is acting based on the dialogue. Okay, but he tried different option. Okay, he tried to use his arms in the first, and then in the second version he tried not to use the arms. Okay, and then the third version he tried to using the opposite direction. Okay, so you can see that he based on the same dialogue, but he tried in different ways, and then he got a lot of video here, and then he can pick which one is the best. Okay,
Same one, instead of me standing, I walk into the shot.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Here's the same one, walking in the shot, but I only use one arm this time.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Same thing, walking, but I'm doing it more casual. So we talked about texture. So the previous guy was a lot more sharp and aggressive in his movements. He does a lot of pointing and sharp gesturing. He does very fast movements. This guy made the opposite. How would that feel if he were to walk into the shot?
Right. Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
I tried, what if instead of walking, I went from a sitting position to a standing position? And like I said before, it's not the action itself, but how the character performs that action that tells the audience who he is.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
好啦，例如好似呢個 case 咧，佢有咩特別咧？佢試下用一啲道具啊，用張凳去幫佢加強呢一句對白嘅例子。咁嚟你哋都可以睇翻㗎，你個 animatic。其實你哋可以諗下，因為你個故事係有個主角係發生喺一個場景裏面㗎嘛，無論係間屋企係乜都好，總有啲嘢喺佢背即身邊啊。我所講，你可以諗真啲，究竟個動作可唔可以用佢身邊嘅啲道具去表現咧？嗱，你哋其中一個組咪做 underneath 嘅，即係潘海林個潘海即係唔知你哋做嗰個 animation 咪講個男仔即係受住阿媽媽俾佢壓力嘅，即係你諗下啦，有陣時佢有啲動作，你可以諗下佢可以用會唔會可以用佢身邊嘅書啦、筆啦，去幫助佢表現嗰啲情緒咧？例如我舉例。佢真係忍無可忍啊！即係佢忍耐唔到啊！媽媽日日逼迫佢喺度讀書，你可唔可以 show 佢隻手揸住啲筆係震晒？即係我唔係話佢嬲啊，而係佢好無奈，佢已經唔識得去寫嘢，或者佢已經即係已經去你面臨崩潰個狀態。即係你可以諗下佢身邊有嘅嘢係啲乜？有佢書，有佢嘅筆，係嘛？即係。你可以用佢身邊嘅啲道具去幫助佢講故事啊。
Okay, so now I did the opposite. I'm going to go from a standing to a sitting position now.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
So here's another version. Remember, again, since starting in the middle, I imagine this guy, what if he's at his dinner table? He's in the middle of eating. How does that action, being interrupted, inform the performance this time?
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
So this is just the last one, and I tried more of an effeminate kind of posturing.
Are you trying to make me look stupid in front of the other guests?
Okay, so
係啦，咁所以咧，你見到咧，你見到咧呢條片啦，個好處咧就係佢講到，即係其實同一個 shot， 即係你當啦係同一個 shot 啦，同一個畫面啦，同一個鏡頭啦，其實佢有唔同嘅演繹方法。佢最大呢個 point 咧就係寫啦 ，try different props 啊，你去諗會唔會一啲 props 可以幫助你講個故仔咧 ？So this is the summary, okay, of this video clip. I think that the last point is really, really good for you, okay. You can see that he's talking about using different props, okay. Sometimes we've got a lot of props around us, okay, because your character should be in some scenes, okay. For example, a bedroom, a dining room, or a school, or anything, okay. Your character should be in some place, okay? So you can better use some props in that place, okay? And then it can help you to show the emotion of the character at that situation, okay? So you can see in this video, this guy sometimes he's using a chair, sometimes he's using a table, okay? Actually, when he's using different kind of props, actually, it will show you different situation, okay? You can feel his think differently, okay? So I think it's very important for you. OK， 咁我而家咧就試下講下我哋嘅功課會係點啦。So it's time for me to explain a bit on the CA. Okay, I will show you one example to show what you're going to do in your CA. Actually, I've explained the CA for a few times, but I just want to make sure everyone will understand it. So let me share the screen with you again. 咁我會講下 CA 會做啲乜啦，其實我都講好多次啦，不過咧，咁啊，即係我諗大概大家知要做乜嘅，咁不過即係實際你真係將要交係啲乜咧，咁我就會講多啲啦。咁基本上咧，你第一個 CA 咧就會交一個 PowerPoint 啊，就好似呢一個咁樣樣啦。咁裡面嘅 PowerPoint 裡面就包括咗我即係呢幾堂講過嘅嘢喺裡面啦，係啦。So actually for your CA1, actually you need to submit in a PowerPoint format, okay, in a PowerPoint format, okay, and you need to put what I'm talking about, the CA1, you need to put them all in this PowerPoint, okay. First of all, in the first page, you need to put the assignment name here. The first assignment is CA1 acting and rotoscoping. If you don't know the name of this assignment, just go to the Moodle, okay? Download the project brief, okay? You should see the name of each assignment there. 你第一版咧要包翻，即係包含翻你個第一份功課個名啦。咁如果你唔知份功課個名嘅，去翻 Moodle 裏邊啦 ，Moodle 裏邊就會有得 download 翻個 project brief，個 project brief 裏面咧有寫到份功課個名㗎啦。咁係 group work 嘅，一組做嘅。咁如果有啲同學係例如 restudy 嘅同學啦，咁有啲同學係做啲 client project 啦。如果可能係你有機會得自己一個人做都未定嘅，咁但係都會照做嘅。咁但係可能咧，我要你哋畫嗰啲 key post 咧就會畫少啲咯，係啦。咁但係 reference 嗰啲咧都一樣要照樣做嘅，係啦。So basically for the CA1 actually is a group project, okay? So you actually work as a group, okay, as your final year project group. For example, I'm group 2, okay. I have 3 members, okay, who are studying in 2A1, and then 3 of you will be a group. 咁例如你係第二組 final year project 第二組嘅同學啦，我舉例，你有3位同學係屬於第二組，係讀 2A1 嘅，係啦。咁你哋呢3位同學就一組咁做咯。係啦，咁去即係分組法嘅。咁例如有啲組我知道有成4-5個同學㗎，係啦，係嚟自 2A1 嘅，咁你咪4-5個同學一組咯，係啦。If you are working on some client project or you are the restudy student, okay, you are working on okay instead of a group, and then you need to do it by yourself. Okay, it will be individual project for you. Okay, because you don't have any group member, right? That I will ask you to do less key posts. Okay, but you still need to work on the rotoscoping. Okay. 咁個 PowerPoint 裏面包含啲咩咧？點解要包 PowerPoint 咧？因為咧佢會有一啲嘅 reference，好似呢啲咁啊，有啲 reference 要放落去。好似頭先我咪俾咗你睇咧，即係其實我原來要嗰個揀咗高潮位，原來咧我係講緊一個阿伯咁樣咯。咁你可能就要去公園啦，我舉例，你係咪攞個電話咯，係咪？可能你見係你去公園，拍下啲片，拍下啲老伯我點行路嘅。例如你個故事其中一幕個老伯要拎嘢嘅，你有冇機會喺即係咩情況底下拍到啲片係見到個老伯拎嘢嘅咧？你可以睇到佢老伯係點拎嘢咯。咁但係如果真係最 worst case，你發覺嗱，因為可能而家疫情啦。可能或者啲少咗啲阿伯喺啲公園啦，咁有啲情況底下，如果你發覺我真係拍唔到，即係未必我能夠親身拍得到嘅，咁你可以揾片咯，上網揾片我都接受嘅。如果呢啲 reference 嘅話 ，OK， so you will see this is the first page of the PowerPoint. For the second page or the third page or the third page, okay, fourth page, okay, actually these are the references. The references. Okay, for example, maybe according to the climax sequence, maybe I will got one character, which is an old man which is about 60 years old. Okay, this is my planning. Okay, and then I need to observe a lot of old men. Okay, so maybe I will go to the park. Okay, maybe I go to a park and maybe I will using my mobile phone to take some video of some old men in the park. Okay, and then I will observe how they walk. I will observe how they walk, or maybe I will observe how they lift up something. Okay, so I will take some reference video. Okay, and then I will put it here. Okay, of course I'm not doing some without purpose. I will base on the animation that I'm going to do, and I will record the relevant video. 咁我唔係亂拍一啲唔嚟拉更嘅片，即係你冇話我要拍阿伯我咪是但求係拍啲阿伯咯。嗱，你要拍啲有用嘅片翻嚟，即係例如你跟翻嗰個，你而家你要先做高潮嗰段片先啊嘛，你咪睇翻高潮嗰段咯。例如你話高潮嗰段咧。我個伯咧其實會行路啦，行路完之後佢會拎起啲嘢啦，然之後就抌佢落個河度啦。舉例，跟住咧之後咧個老伯咧就好唔開心咁走咗去啦。例如我係咁嘅，係啦，我個高潮係咁，你咪對應翻呢度嘅動作，頭先個高潮裡面有嘅動作，你去觀察下啲阿伯做嘅呢啲動作咯。例如我個高潮，我見到阿伯係會行路嘅，我咪嘗試有冇機會 observe 到，或者我自己親身拍到一個阿伯行路咯，跟住我個劇情會包括個阿伯會掟嘢落個河度嘅喎，咁你當然唔使佢真係掟嘢落個河啦，你點會揾到拍到一個阿伯掟嘢落河啊？唔可能噶嘛！嗱，你有冇可能拍到阿伯拎嘢咧？拎起啲重嘅嘢係有冇機會拍到咧？拍唔到咪上網揾咯，係嘛？咁或者阿伯點樣掉嘢㗎？我唔使佢掉落河㗎，我想睇下老伯咁柔弱，即我覺得佢年紀大啊嘛，係咪？咁老伯點掉嘢嘅咧？可能同我個年青人唔同嘅噃，係嘛？跟住佢好沮喪行路，咁老伯沮喪係點行路㗎？咁我就非常我個高潮嘅嗰堆動作，我去拍翻相應，我拍翻相應嘅 reference， 或者上網揾一啲相應嘅 reference， 而唔係是骨爛彈球揾啲片翻嚟咯。跟住我哋就會咧拍一個30秒嘅 rotoscoping 啦，因為你哋會先做嘅係高潮嗰30秒啊嘛，咁你就完完整整咧就根據你個 animatic 啦，就根據你嘅 animatic 啦，就拍一次呢一個嘅 rotoscoping， 咁連續嘅剪好晒嘅，個剪嘅次序係跟翻你個 animatic 嘅次序嘅，得唔得 ？So once you show me your reference. And then you need to capture the rotoscoping video, okay? So as you know that for the CA1, you need to select the climax sequence from your from your animatics, okay? So you need to base on that animatics and then capture the 30 seconds of the rotoscoping video. You need to edit, okay? You cannot submit some separate shots. You need to edit it as a single video clip like this. So you can see the whole thing is already added. Okay, and then for the C1, you also need to complete the key pose drawing. I have talked about it last lesson. Some key position, some key motion here. Okay, it's not full animation. Okay, you only need to analyze which one is the key pose. Okay, and then you only need to draw the key pose. Okay, actually they are based on the same video here. Okay, you can see actually they capture this one and then they do the key pose of this based on this rotoscoping video. Okay, and finally you need to combine all these three video together and submit another version like this. 咁你最尾一版咧，你就會交一條咁樣嘅片嘅，就你要喺 After Effects 做嘅，即係你唔可以喺 PowerPoint 裏面咁樣將呢啲3條片擺埋啦，你係要喺 After Effects 裏面咧，即係將呢3條片咧將佢疊埋一齊咁樣交嘅。咁我會睇到你 original 嘅 animatic 啦，拍咗嗰條 rotoscoping 嘅片啦，同埋你 key pose 啦，咁我會睇下你對唔對啦，即係例如你個 animatic 係做咗咁嘅，咁你有冇重新即係例如你 camera angle 有冇跟翻 animatic 去做啦？咁但係當然啦，我頭先都講咗啦。如果你有而家學咗 staging 呢樣嘢，你發覺我個 camera 要改少少喎，咁其實我容許嘅，咁但係我都會想睇下你話即係改咗 camera angle，梗係覺得應該係改好，係咪？咁我要睇下你個 animatic 同你新改咗嗰個係咪真係好咗啦？係嘛？可能你 make 咗個錯 decision 咧，係嘛？都未定嘅喎。咁我就會有一條片就會咁樣睇晒所有嘢啦。So you can see that the last video actually you will combine video together. We will do it in After Effects. Okay. You cannot just put 3 separate video in After Effects. Okay. You will do something like this. 咁我而家開緊個 After Effect 啊。嗱，咁如果有同學仔咧交嗱，我想大家咧而家咧嘅做法咧就係嗱，邊啲人拍咗之前嗰個片咧，我覺得你可以放入去我俾你今日 share 俾你嗰條 link 嗰度啦，係啦，咁我哋陣間就可以睇嘅。Okay, so just want to remind you once again, you have to upload the one shot. Okay, I asked you to do it 2 weeks ago. Okay, you have to upload that shot into the Google Drive that I share with you because I'm going to look at it very soon. So after I show it in the After Effects. Okay, 咁你見到呢個 After Effects 個畫面啦。咁咧，你哋個最尾嗰條片咧，其實就係要將你條 animatic 啦，係啦，呢個就係嗰條 animatic 啦。大啲先，係啦，嗱呢個就係你嗰個，佢唔係一個字嘅，唔知點解，哎呀，係啦，你見到係個條 animatic 啦，係咪？跟住我亦都要將 ，so you can see that for the final video that you need to put into the PowerPoint is you need to combine this video together. Okay, so the first one is the animatics. And sorry, this is not the one. And also the key pose. Okay, you can see this is the key pose. And the final one is the one shoot by you, the rotoscoping video. So you can see these are 3 separate video, but you need to put them all together. Okay? 係啦，咁你見到咧呢度其實係3條散收收嘅 video 嚟㗎，咁咧你就要將佢咧即係將佢 combine 翻出嚟嘅，係啦。咁我而家就做一次俾大家睇啊。等我轉一轉個畫面先，有冇睇唔晒 ？Okay, so you can see this is 3 video. You need to combine them all together. You need to new a composition. Okay, so this is the CA1. CA1. Okay, the size should be HDTV 1080 and 25 frames per second. Okay, it should be 30 seconds. Okay, you know that for the CA1 it should be 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So I input 30 here. Okay, once I finish, I click OK. Okay, and then I will make the key pose one as the biggest one. Okay, the big screen with the key pose and the rotoscoping video here. Okay, this is the rotoscoping video. It should be smaller. Okay, and then you can input it here, maybe 40%. Okay, and then up. Sorry, maybe 40% is too big. 30%. 30. Sorry, 30%. I put it here, and then I will put the animatic as well. I will also set it 30% and then put on the other side. So you need to render this out and put it in the last page of the PowerPoint, okay? So that I can compare what you draw, what you do in the rotoscoping, and I will compare with your animatic, okay? 咁你見到最尾嗰條片咧，就好似而家呢一個咁樣樣啦。combine 翻嗱，你睇到好似呢一個 shot 咧，咁我同學仔係對到嘅，即係嗱佢拍嗰條片啦，係嘛？即係佢跟個 animatic 去做啦，跟住拍嗰條片啦，係咪？咁佢睇翻嚟去做咯。咁你就將佢搞掂就可以 render 啦，係嘛？你 render 就將呢條片咧就放咗落你頭先個 PowerPoint 嘅最尾個 page 啦。Okay, so once you finish the rendering, okay, the one with all three video, and then you will put in last page. Okay, so actually, I have already shared this PowerPoint, okay, the sample in Moodle, so that you won't forget. 係啦，咁我其實咧將頭先個 PowerPoint 咧，我 share 咗俾你哋㗎啦。我費事你哋唔記得咗咧，要擺乜嘢落去個 PowerPoint 啊？係啦，咁所以咧嗱，你見到呢度咧喺 Moodle 裏面有個叫 C1 sample.ppt， 咁其實就係頭先嗰個嚟嘅，係啦。咁但係當然裡面又未必有齊咁多片啦，咁得一啲吉嘅版啦，咁你哋自己到時套條片入去啦，放條片入去啦。係啦，咁你就即係到時咧，你就 download 你交功課咧就 download 呢一個 PowerPoint 啦，然之後咧就放翻頭先我講嘅嘢入去就可以㗎啦。咁當然未咁快交啦，而家我今日提咗大家咧，你預計應該係10月尾嘅時候交咯。Okay, so of course I'm not asking you to submit the CA1 in next week. Of course I'm not. Okay, of course I tell you this about the assignment. The deadline will be the end of October. Okay, the assignment, the CA1 will be the end of October. Okay, so it's time to start taking the rotoscoping video. Okay, otherwise you don't have time to do the rotoscoping video and do the key pose. Okay, so once I announce the deadline and announce the detail about the CA, it means you have to start working on it. 係啦，咁我既然而家講得俾你聽嘅，咁就係提大家就開始要做咯喎。咁當然啦，你唔會一下子做得晒嘅，你會唔會 make 個 deadline 俾自己嚟？今個禮拜我哋揾晒啲 reference 先，係啦，跟住可能下個禮拜翻學啦嘛，你咪約啲同學仔會唔會拍片？係啦，咁3秒唔耐㗎，應該一晝即係一個上晝或者一個下晝應該拍晒嘅，我相信。咁但係要剪啦，係嘛？跟住就話 key pose 先係最花時間嘅。咁就我唔建議每個同係啦，咁你哋就自己睇下點樣分工，邊個話 key pose 啊等等啦，係啦，會唔會有同學負責話 key pose 啊？因為如果唔係嘅話咧，因為我驚大家啲畫風唔夾啊嘛，你諗下究竟點樣分工啦嚇，係啦。咁如果一個人一組嗰啲咧，你就會做短啲嘅 key pose， 但係拍片都係一樣拍翻30秒，係啦。但係 key pose 咧，我就會俾大家畫短啲嘅。咁我會喺嗰個 project brief 嗰度會再詳細寫翻㗎啦，咁大家就到時睇翻就得㗎啦。咁你可以先向今個星期咧俾個目標自己啦，就揾咗啲 reference 先啦嚇。好，咁我哋咧而家剩翻咧10分鐘嘅時間，唔多啦，不過我都會照俾個 class exercise 大家去做啊。好啦。Okay, so I know time is running out. We only got 10 minutes left, but I still got class exercise for you to do. So it's very quick, so no worry. 係啦，咁我咧就先去到嗰版先。係。好啦，我今日咧要大家拍乜咧？好短，即係同我哋上一次嘅練習都係㗎。你話拍幾長啦？幾秒㗎咋，咁所以10分鐘絕對一定夠時間。好啦，我想你咧拍一個跳嘅動作，拍一個跳嘅動作。今次係調翻轉啦。好啦，但係咧今次跳嘅動作咧，你要有啲諗法咯喎。好啦，嗱，我唔理你嗱，當然啦，我都知大家嘅個個喺屋企啦，未必喺條街度啦，唔知點跳啦，係咪？你屋企又細啦，唔識跳啦，跳唔到啦，唔緊要，我冇限你跳啲乜㗎。係啦，你可以想像一下，如果你係就係跳呢個字眼好虛嘅啫，係咪？你可以跳落一個，即係你假設你個角色喺一個石上高，佢跳落嚟又得，佢跳過一條河又得，或者佢行下見到一個石頭，跳過呢個石頭又得，係咪？或者佢見到有隻狗喎，佢又唔想踩親隻狗喎，咁佢又跳嗰隻狗又得，你中意佢跳過啲乜都得，係你設定嘅。咁但係當然啦，你嘅設定你都要諗下咯喎。佢咩狀態底下跳過呢嚿嘢咧？例如佢跳過條河，佢好驚咁跳過條河啊，因為可能佢唔識游水啊。跟住或者佢見到個石頭，好開心咁，好輕快咁跳過嚿石頭啊，定點咧？你諗下，你設定俾我聽，因為我希望完整咧，無論係你設計呢個場景啦，設計佢嘅情緒啦，我希望你係喺呢條片裏面，我會睇得到嘅。跟住你個角色係幾多歲啊？你亦可以諗下嘅喎。嗱，你可能同學係一個係男同學嚟嘅，你可以設計你自己個女仔去到唔知乜嘢度跳過啲唔知乜嘢都得嘅喎，係嘛？你設計翻你梗係個男仔啊、女仔啊、細路仔啊、老人家定成年人定啲，或者你可以設定你自己孭住個好重嘅袋。跳過一個石頭都得嘅喎，嗱，又係你自己諗嘅，我唔知啊。你總之你到時話我知啦，我睇下感唔感受得到啦，係咪？好啦，所以你係要設計一個場景，係啦，咁去俾我睇咯。So, what is the class exercise of today is you need to take a jump movement, but you have to think about different situation. For example, you can think about what is this situation. Maybe your character is jump over a river, okay? Maybe your character is jumping over a little walk, okay? Maybe your character is on a staircase and then he jumped off the staircase. Doesn't matter. It's your choice, okay? You need to think about it and you need to act, okay? And then you also need to think about his emotion or her emotion, okay? What is this situation, okay? For example, he jumped off the staircase, okay? But you need to think about what is this situation? What is his emotion at this moment when he jumped off the staircase, okay? If he feels so scared or if he's very angry to jump off a staircase, okay, or if he's very shy to jump off a staircase, okay, you need to think about his emotion. And also you need to think about what is this character, okay? Is he a guy or a girl or a kid or adult or 60 years old man, okay? So you need to think about it because different setting, you have different jump motion, okay? So you need to take a video of this jump, okay? So you cannot form a group of 2, of course. You need to do it by yourself, okay? And also you need to capture the video. It should be in landscape, okay? But okay, if your home is really tight, okay, you cannot taking a shot with the landscape. It's allowed to take as a portrait，OK？咁因為你哋而家喺屋企啦，冇得 form two，即係兩人一組啦，咁自己要拍自己啦。如果我 suppose 係好想你哋要打橫個 cam 去拍嘅，咁一樣啦，好似我於上一次情況一樣啦。如果你拍唔到打橫嘅，你屋企太窄嘅，打洞都唔緊要啦。但係之後我哋要拍翻打橫嘅。係啦，咁你 base on 頭先我講嘅種種 setting 啦，例如佢跳過啲乜啦，點跳法啦，咩年紀啦，咩歲啦，點去跳啦，跟住就拍呢一個 jump 出嚟，得唔得？咁淨係做呢一個啫，係啦，拍翻呢條片，係啦。Okay, so after you finish taking this jumping shot, I'm now sharing you with another link. You need to upload the video in this Google Drive link. Okay. 係啦，咁我咧嗱，而家大家就可以去拍㗎啦，其實係啦，咁我而家咧會 share 另一個 video 另一個 Google Drive 嘅 link 俾大家。係啦，咁你咧就將你完成咗嗰條片咧就 upload 埋入嚟啦。咁我而家咧 copy 出嚟先。Okay, so you can go ahead and take a video. Okay, you got 5 minutes. Of course, you should done it in 5 minutes because it's not that hard to do it. Okay, so you can do it now. 係啦，咁我而家咧 share 個 Google link 落去個 chat room 裏面啦，而家已經。係啦，咁你可以將咧而家呢個 jump， 你拍咗個 jump 呢個咧，就 upload 埋去呢個 Google Drive 嘅 link 裏邊啦。係啦。OK，so
知啊。
係啊，你好啊。
我有啲 C1 嘅問題想問。
好啊。
就係咧，係咪一定要揀成條動畫片最高潮嗰 part 嚟？
係，冇錯，做高潮先。
因為我哋嗰組嗰個高潮嗰 part 咧，就唔似啱啱 sample 咁樣有咁多定鏡啊，即係個鏡頭唔會 set 死喺度，然後拍一條長。唔
緊要㗎，如果佢係喐嘅，咁你咪照樣拍喐㗎咯。即係跟翻你嗰個 animatic， 例如你係嗰刻係 handheld camera 嚟嘅，追住個角色佢跑緊嘅舉例，你可以係 handheld 㗎，跟翻個 animatic 咯。
跟翻 animatic。
係啦。
因為我哋有一 part 係一個360度圍繞住個角色嘅片，跟住我哋就諗緊拍嗰個難度好高。
都係㗎，但係你點都要拍㗎喎，因為如果唔係你諗下，你將來嗱，如果你拍都拍唔到，我驚我會擔心啦。你哋手畫咪咁難，啱唔啱啊？
所以係咯，我哋就想 confirm 係咪一定要最高潮嗰 part？
其實係要最高潮嗰 part 㗎，因為咧，其實我哋 EA 咧都係要拍完整添啊，即係我哋 EA 嗰個功課咧，其實係成條 Final Year Project 要拍晒嘅個 rotoscoping，所以你無論如何都要拍嗰360㗎啦。其實都，如果你真係有呢個定案，咁你就要點都要試拍一次。嗱，我當你 CA1 你拍得唔靚，你咪試下當一個練習先咯，咁你咪再拍點樣可以再拍得好啲，跟住 and then 就去EA 嘅時候咪換咗個 shot 佢咯。如果你話我之後拍得好咗喎，咁你咪到時再交個都冇所謂嘅。
好。
因為我估你點都，因為其實都難嘅，你都知道呢個 shot，所以你最好拍咗佢，你就會更加睇到個人嘅動作已經喐緊啦，個人已經喺個畫面度喐緊 ，and then 仲有加埋 camera movement 喎，你其實係一個參考咯，即係絕對係一個參考，幫到你手。我都明可能係難拍嘅，咁但係睇下有冇啲方法可以做到咯，係啦。如果唔係咧，下先都有啲難啊！我哋再上網研究睇下，會唔會有一啲軟件可以幫手啊？做到呢個即係360嘅效果咯。
好啊。
係啊，好啊。等你試咗拍咗啲唔使喐咁犀利嗰啲先啦。即係因為你30秒唔會一次過拍晒嘅，係啦。你試下拍咗啲，我哋再即係 before 個 deadline 前，我哋再諗下點樣去做啦。好，咁係啦，